Hello guys, welcome again, and I wish you all are well as with your family and friend, and happy belated New Year and Christmas. Today I will show you how you can configure Carbonio, the latest release of Carbonio Community Edition 23.12.0, and 23.12.0 is kind of a major release from the extras. It brings a lot of things with it, so let's explore them. And one of the key feature of this is chat, which was missing, and as a user it was kind of expected from the extras to include this feature into the system, but the overall installation steps and guidelines mentioned in the documentation page can be a little tricky, but I always keep mentioning that that is the main source of information for us. I just retrieve all the information from that page, and after putting all of them together, I'm creating this video. By the way, don't worry about what instruction I am going to follow today, because for your ease of use I will add all the instructions in the description box of this video as well as the relevant link. So I'm also planning to make a FAQ videos for community edition, because there are lots of users who unintentionally do some things that are not recommended. So that's a different issue. So for now, let's just proceed with our installation. So I have prepared a terminal. This is my server. Okay, full screen. Okay, this is my server. So now for the first time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the Zextra's public repository. So I have told you again and again, as I say, the main source of information is always the Zextra's documentation. So if you go to the Zextra's documentation, let me repeat, for the to get the public repository information and how you can install it, always trust the official documentation, because things are changing, they are updating the documentation a lot, many informations are being added, links are getting changed, hence you may have saved some older links from the older documentation hub. I would not say older documentation hub, at the documentation hub is going through some transformation, so I would request you to always come back to the documentation and use the resource mentioned here. For so okay, for the installation, if I go to the requirement, it says many other things. I'm not going to read all of them. Description and okay, architecture, installation scenario, single server installation scenario. Okay, repository configuration. Repository configuration, if you click this link, it will redirect you to this page. Now let me show you. Let's say Sharif Islam. email msi msa msa 26112 @gmail.com, because many of my users have asked me that, okay, what should I do um, about the process to get the repository link and how can I do it. So okay, let me show you. Let's say test country is Bangladesh. By the way, today is the general election in our country, so for that reason, what can I say? Enjoy your vacation time, do vote, and watch the video. By the way, I would like to request you that many of my viewers watch my video. I don't know whether they like it or not, whether they have any suggestion or not. Maybe due to some time constraint, I couldn't reply all the comments and I didn't get the chance to improve my contents over the time. But still, I would request you to just subscribe and let me know your feedback through the comments, or you can even email me. As you can see, my email address, you may contact me. And yeah, that's it. I'll try to give you my best suggestion. So yeah, get the Carbonio Community Edition as soon as I hit it. Okay, thank you for downloading Carbonio Community Edition. Check your email, start your engine. Okay, so now if I go to my email, that is Gmail. Okay, in the Gmail, here you can see the, let me just open that one. Just a minute. So you will get the, you can see the 0 minutes ago I got the mail, so you will get something, a mail like that. Carbonio Community Edition installation. You will get two reference. One is for Ubuntu 20.04 LTS and another is Red Hat. Below there are instructions how you can configure the repository, how you can update them, and then with another link of our official documentation. That will, I will put it in the description, so that don't worry about it. You will know how to configure the repository and proceed the installation. So for now, just let me minimize this one. So what I am going to do right now is I am going to install the repository. But as I have mentioned again, whenever you download the repository, they collect the email address, which becomes the source of user feedback for them. They send you email regarding various campaign and various survey, and by participating in those campaigns and survey, you can send your message, share your feedbacks with the product owners, managers, and think tanks, that how you would like to see this product, what changes you would expect, what, what are the features that you feel missing. So for that reason, right now I'm pausing this video. I will again resume the video after adding the repository. So let me pause the video. So okay, I have added the extra repository here. So if I do apt update, you can see this is the repository, this extra repository that I have added. So now let's continue with our installation process. Okay, and let me see. Okay, okay. So for the installation process, the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set my hostname. For that hostname cl, then set hostname. By the way, I didn't note it down everything, so I might be looking some of my various notes and typing them. So now feel free to just wait and have a cup of tea or coffee while watching this video. Mail dot the domain I'm using, mail.extras.xyz. My hostname is set. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, as my hostname is set, let me see hostname minus f. It is important to see, sometimes I have seen that due to some bug or kernel related issues, if you set the hostname and if you query hostname f, it doesn't show the full fqdn. In that case, you may need to reboot the server. Either way, I'm going to reboot the server. Let me see some basic things first, then I'm going to reboot the server. Okay, now I'm going to clear the host file, because host file, if you have a VPS from a VPS provider or a local VPS provider, your host file may have multiple entries including IPv6 configuration. I would recommend to remove them all, as it is recommended in the extras documentation. So just remove them all, and what I'm using these commands. So what does this do? It is adding the default line at the top of the host file. Then it is using hostname I, means the IP address, then the hostname f, the fqdn, the hostname short name, that is mail. So I'm not writing it, I'm just using the variables to generate the host file. What is the benefit of doing this? Regardless of what hostname you set, you don't have to manually type it. I just simply copy paste it and all the hostnames are set. Okay, let's take a look at it. etc hosts. As you can see, my host name is set correctly. Now I'm going to set the time zone in my server. For me, time zone is Asia Dhaka. Okay, so these are the basic things that I need to configure. Now I'm going to reboot my server just in case, though it is not necessary, but it is recommended. And at the end of the video, I will try to discuss with you what are the features that have been added to this Carbonio special release of Carbonio Collaboration Edition, and what are the perks of it, and though it is still uh, under development, Workstream Collaboration has few different features. Some needs some additional work that the extras developer teams are working on. Hopefully it will be available, fully available, functional and available for the users. But we will see. So okay, let me reconnect it again. Okay. Let me just change the font. The problem was of using this terminal is it uses the default settings of PuTTY, and that's why each time when I connect to any server, the terminal font gets very low, very small. Okay, so all of my basic configurations are done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install all the main steps one by one. So I have some of my notes. I am just copy pasting from them, but I will explain it to you. The first thing is the database configuration. For the database configuration, okay, PostgreSQL, I am installing it. Then I am going to okay, Postgre installing it. Should I okay, let me first screen, let me make it shorter view. Let's see. Oh no, it views, because otherwise I have to, you have to look all the way down to the terminal. Okay, okay, I have installed Postgres. Now I am going to set the variables here. Password, I've set a password. Now why did I use a variable to set the password? That is also for a security reason. I'm using this variable to save the password, because in all the further steps I'm going to use the variable to use the password in the backend, so that if someone get the access to my server, they can't read the password from the history of this session. They will only see the variable, and later I will unset the variable so that the password is being removed from the server and no one can read it. So okay, so now let's create the role. Okay, you can see the role is created. Let's create the database. You can see the database created. Now I am going to restart the PostgreSQL. Okay, by the way, let me tell you, in the official documentation you will find that you need to find the Postgres configuration and modify a line if uh, the method of encryption from intent to MD5. What I noticed is in Ubuntu the encryption is already set to MD5, therefore I don't need to change them, but still I would recommend you to go to the um, official documentation, see the configuration file path, open the configuration file, see the encryption. If it is not set properly, then set it and save it. After that, restart the PostgreSQL. But for now, it will do. Okay, now package. there are many packages has been upgraded since 23.11.0 to 23.12.0, the collaboration edition. So in the documentation, as I said, in the official documentation, you will find many information. I have just summarized all of them for you so that you can just simply follow this and complete your installation. By the way, what I found that using Ubuntu is kind of the best thing for the installation, and I prefer Ubuntu than Red Hat, and only prefer Red Hat when I have the subscription. So yeah, that's just my opinion. So okay, let me install the packages. There are many packages, almost 22 packages. These are the packages. Okay, you can see these are the packages that I'm going to install. Pressing enter. By the way, don't worry, I will give all the information in the uh, in the description so that you can just simply follow them and complete the instruction. For test purposes, I am going to pause the video just to make the full recording length shorter. I will again resume it once it reaches the 90% mark. Okay, now I am resuming, I am pausing the video. Okay, you can see the package downloading progress is almost done. Now it is unpacking and will install the packages. So I will try to create some different videos explaining which package is used for why, but you can always read the official documentation where it has been described in role based what package you need for what role. So either you can skip it or you can use it just to satisfy your need. Okay, and as there are lots of packages, so I would rather say to be a little bit more cautious uh, uh, about installing them during the installation. Just make sure you don't miss anyone, because if you miss anyone, then the whole system may not work as you expect. So yeah, I'm going to pause the video time to time just to make the video length in reasonable time frame. So okay, right now I'm installing the packages. Okay, the package installation is done. So now what I need to do is important thing, that is Carbonio Bootstrap. Carbonio Bootstrap. When I will try to do Carbonio Bootstrap, you will try to query the domain I have used here. So it made a query and found all the relevant information, and from here the only thing that I can change is the time zone. 6 Asia Dhaka. Where is it? Asia CD Dhaka 57. Okay, time zone is set. Everything is the default one. I don't need to modify anything right now. So just press Y and apply. By the way, you can open this log file. It is a real-time log file that is being generated by this installation process. So you can open this log file in another window and check what is the real process going behind, happening behind this installation scene. So I can either pause the video just to wait till this process comes to the end, just to save the time, or I can leave it as it way. But I think I am going to pause the process because it can be a long process and I don't want you to wait a bit. But that is the process. After executing the bootstrap, if you press Y, there is nothing to do. Yeah, in your case, you may want to watch this whole step, because if anything goes wrong, as you can see, all the status are done, you may find that initializing LDAP has been failed. That can be happen because due to your host file configuration, or maybe host name configuration, or for some other reasons, the LDAP configuration is not initialized properly. So for that reason, you may want to see all these steps are done properly. But for now, I am pausing the video and I again resume the video at the end of this process. Now I am pausing the video. I'm so sorry, my mic was mute by this time. So sorry again, but yeah. Message dispenser service again, and okay, message dispatcher, then the pending setups, then this one. Succeeded. Okay, done. Now the message broker. I don't know whether you could have listened that I will try to add the timeline here so that you can understand where what happened. So I'm so sorry, I didn't notice. I when I paused the video, I stopped the mic, but I forgot to start the mic again. And then after that, I have configured all the meshes, Carbonio message related services. Now I'm going to install Carbonio Workstation Collaboration related services. At first, Workstation Collaboration DB. Pending setups, and then the DB bootstrapping. By the way, let me tell you one thing very clearly. Keep your cluster password and the database password safe intact in a secure location, because I have faced some users, those have installed Carbonio for the first time, didn't notice what to save, what to do. They just installed with a random cluster password and a random database password. But later, during the next release upgradation process, they noticed that they need those passwords and they couldn't find it. So that can be a very difficult situation. So I would rather request you to save and keep this password in a safe place. So Workstation Collaboration DB. Okay. Okay. DB Workstation Collaboration. Now we are going to install Workstation Collaboration CE. After the Workstation Collaboration CE, the pending setups, and now the video server. Here I had to use the public IP address. For the public IP address, let me see the public IP address. Okay, this is the public IP address, and video server configuration is done. I have to do the pending setups. Okay, now Workstation Collaboration UI. Workstation Collaboration UI. Okay, Workstation Collaboration UI. Mainly the Workstation Collaboration UI is the package that is responsible for the chat feature. So as we have installed it, hopefully we will be able to use the chat. We will see. Now one last thing, we need to enable the chat feature. So the chat feature is enabled. Let me clear the screen. Now what we are going to do, we are going to restart few services. Restart and enable them, few services. Okay, I have restarted and enabled these services. Now I need to restart, as you are familiar that Carbonio needs to reset the admin password. I'm resetting the admin password here, and I am using some test accounts. So let me use a for loop here. So whenever you configure a server that has a public IP address, always make sure your MTA trusted network is secured. Secured means by default, this kind of installation includes the whole network into a trusted network. Let me show you how. So jextras postconf my networks. Sorry, I have misspelled networks. As you can see, in my trusted network, the whole network 24 subnet is added. So any single PC or any single device within this network is allowed to send email using my server without any authentication. Basically, it simply means that my server is kind of an open relay for this network. I don't want that. So let me modify it. Sorry, I am in the Zimbra. So let me exit it. Once I modify that one, let me just restart the MTA service. So what I am saying here is that I want whoever tries to send email through the server needs to go through authentication. So I am blocking the open relay and modifying the trusted MTA network. Let's wait till the services are restarted. After that, we will see the status of all services, and basically that ends the tutorial. Then we are going to see the outcome of this collaboration edition. As I can say that this is an unique approach from an community edition product. So we will see. Let's just wait for this process to be ended. Okay. By the way, as I'm always saying that please do subscribe, or whether you like it or not, whether what kind of email related or other informative uh, information you want from my videos. What, as basically I work with the email related issues, uh, you could ask me any kind of thing that I can cover in my video. So just feel free to ask me. And again, I'm saying I'll give all the details in the description. So yeah. One thing, let me say to you that right now Carbonio Community Edition supports only Ubuntu 20.04 LTS version and Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8. So I recommend you or request you to use either any of these two, because all the other variants of these distros, they are kind of like same base, has same base, but still there are some technical difference. So if let's say I use Debian or I use something else that is that has the same base as Ubuntu, still I'm going to encounter some issues, and fixing, identifying, troubleshooting those issues can be very troublesome. Okay, let's see the console members first. I can see the console members. Okay, let's see the version. Okay, the version says 2312. Let's restart the services. Restart the services. Let me make it full screen now. Maybe we can use the full screen mode for now. Okay. Okay. Services restarted. Let me check this. Sorry. Let me check the status if everything is running or not. Okay. Services are running now. Let's see all the Carbonio units. As you can see, all the units are running and it looks good. So basically our installation ends here. Now we are going to see the look of it. So okay, so let me type stress.xyz 71. This is the admin panel. By the way, guys, you guys may have many questions, many queries about different features, I would encourage you to write in the forum so that the developers, the product owners, they know what are your expectations and they can consider them. And yeah, that's it. So this is the admin panel. Here, from here I can select the accounts. This is the MTA panel and everything. So just check out yourself from account. Let's say I open the account Arman. We'll just take a quick look at what we got with this collaboration edition. This is the email, basic things, calendars, contacts. These are the basic things all community edition offers. But then, how Carbonio community edition is different from others? Files. It is a full-fledged file server. In files, what you can do is, let's say, desktop, and let's say desktop. Okay, let me upload this page. Okay, you can see I have uploaded this. This is the file. Then if I want to create any task, like, okay, I have uh, let's say buy groceries, groceries for home. Priority definitely high. Enable reminder, remind me at every login. Call your call your wife to get the list. Your wife to get the list. I set it, and it is set, and it will remind you during every login. Then the search option, this is the regular one, and setting, this is the regular one. Then comes the chat. So right now you can see nothing because nothing is created, and you may feel like, okay, whether it is working or not. Like this one is flashing kind of it, and there's nothing. What you have to do for the first time is you have to create chat with someone else. Like I am using this as Arman, so let me use this. Let me create a chat with Flaminia. Create. So I created a chat with Flaminia. I write, hi Flami, how are you? So let me open another browser. Just a minute. I have sorry, I have opened another browser. Is mail dot distance dot xyz. By the way, keep in mind we have to do one more thing. Set a master password here. So yeah. So Flaminia, and okay. I have entered to the Flaminius inbox. The same options are here, but as you can see in the chat, I got some message from Arman. Okay, how are you? I'm fine. I am fine. And you can see and if I write something, you can see Ramini is typing. So things are improving a lot. Lots of more other things are going to come, but I would expect and request you to be a little bit more patient. If you find any bug, just report us through the forum so that we can forward it to our developers and others. By the way, one thing, as you may remember that we have installed the video server and there is a start meeting button. So with this start meeting button, you can start a video call, but that feature is not fully developed yet. It has some issues, that's why right now it will not work. So just stay tuned with us. Hopefully it will be fixed soon. But as a, what I can say, as a community edition product, it's quite a bit exaggeration of features. Also, in terms of, if you add a video calling feature, it adds lots of system and server processing. So yeah, that's the thing that you need to consider. Let just send an email to Arman. Test, let's say happy year. Let's say Arman. Send. Okay, the message has been sent. Let's go back to Arman's. Okay, it came to junk because all the records are not published. So yeah, and reply, reply me, send. Again, it came to junk because of those records. So yeah, this is how it will work, and lots of other improvements are coming in terms of the user interface, in terms of features and lots of other things. But stay tuned with us. I will share all the links and the steps in the document in the description of this video so that you can follow them. And yeah, basically that's it. And yeah, one thing that I told you, that what I am going to do is, right now if I do this db password, the database password that we have used, so the database password we have used, if I, let me show you, if I do this, it will give me the database password, but I don't want the system to save this database password. That's why I am going to unset this value. As I unset this value, if I now give this, it will give me nothing. Earlier, if I input this, it will show me the value stored behind this variable. So that is the last thing that I wanted to say. It's almost a 1 hour video. I know it's quite long, but I hope it can be helpful for you. And by the way, let me tell you a quick short thing. If you are in Carbonio 23.11 and you want to upgrade to 23. 12, the collaboration edition. Just check whether you have installed all the services and running all the services for 23.11 or not, like up to the task. Then you upgrade the system. After upgrading the system, you just install the collaboration edition, the package needed for collaboration edition. That's it. I will do a separate video for that. And so till then, stay safe, stay happy. I wish the new year brings prosperity and happiness to you, your family and friends. And do let me know if you have any kind of feedback or suggestion. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for your time, and have a good day. Thank you. Bye bye.